Welcome back, Brew Crew. It's Kent from kraftbrewmorphology coming to you today to talk to you about the pastel gene and why you should definitely have it in your collection. Now, you may be going, Kent, why on earth do I want pastel? It's everywhere. It's a fancier normal and it browns out and doesn't look pretty when it's older. Well, hopefully this video can at least change your mind on that and why you should probably have it as one of the foundation genes in your collection. Now, if you go back and watch my Sunny Snake chat with Brian Gundy, which is going to be up here, here's the link, go watch it, it's definitely a good one, but don't watch it until after you're done watching this video. Brian drops a wealth of knowledge about the industry in general and the hobby. But he does say one of the genes you should have in your collection is a nice line of pastel. So, with that being said, I'm going to show off the various pastels that I have in my collection. Alright, so first I'm going to show off just a plain Jane pastel. And I'm actually pretty happy because this is my newest snake in my collection and she just shed today. So, that's pretty cool, so we're actually going to get a pretty good idea of just what a normal pastel looks like. She is a hatchling, but as you can see, pretty yellow, got some, blushing going on, but yeah, just a nice example of a hatchling pastel. I don't believe there's anything else going on with her. I don't think she's red stripe, which was in the pairing, and I don't believe her to be a firefly because if you look at her head, if I can get it in the camera, it doesn't show that typical firefly head pattern. But either way, it is a very pretty snake for a single gene pastel. So I don't know why everybody hates on this gene. You should probably have it. But that being said, I do have other ones that, I have more genetics involved, and I do have a couple of supers, so we're going to go ahead and show those off. Alright, so here is the next snake I have. This is a champagne pastel, possible het lavender albino, and you can see he's got a cool little paradox right there, but again, it's not really a good representation of pastel since it does have champagne in it, and that really messes up the pattern, but nonetheless, it is a pastel, and I understand on this camera with this lighting it is very, very blushed out. It's a little more yellow on my end, but he's being a little uncooperative. But yeah, it's still a nice gene to have, especially with champagne. It makes this really, really crazy pattern. It looks like you took a bell and rolled it in dirt, but it is pretty cool looking. He does have some, reds up here. I know you really can't see them, but still, it is a nice snake. It's a nice combo of two genes. I know a lot of people don't like working with champagne because of the wobble, but it is what it is. So here's another snake that has a single pastel gene in it. This is a bumblebee spark, so it's spider, pastel, and spark. She does have a wobble, as you saw in my spider video, but you can see what, it obviously is a bumblebee, but you can see what the spark influence has. So I mean, bumblebees are super popular. So again, I don't understand why people are sleeping on this gene or hate it right now. But she is a very pretty snake because I really love her pattern. I don't like her wobble, but it hasn't stopped her from thriving. She has laid eggs and bred in the past for chrysabe and aspertilia, so she's continuing to eat and thrive here. So we're looking forward to what she's gonna produce for us in the future. All right, so here is a just run-of-the-mill super pastel. So you can see that the pattern is a lot more busy than the pastel I showed earlier, and you can see if I can get her to show the head, that it is blushed out. So that's a telltale sign that you have a super pastel. You're going to see this fading on a head stamp. And that, yeah, like I said, that's a telltale sign. Also, the pattern's going to be more busy, little dirtier, give or take. But also, as you can see, as the snake is getting older, it's almost, let's say 2 years old, going on year 3. you can see that it doesn't really maintain that nice bright yellow, but it still retains some coloration. So it's not an awfully browned out snake. But like I said before, this is a super, so it has two pastels. So, but yeah, I mean, I really like what it does just on its own. It's a really nice super. And again, I don't understand why people do not like working with, pastel, super pastel, etc. So I hope to dispel that by showing you all some nice snakes that do have the pastel gene and the supers. Alright, so here's our next snake. This is a male. He also has a super, he's also a super pastel, but he has leopard and butter. So you can see the leopard influence on that pattern. I mean, it is insane. And then the butter, the blushing on the sides. But yeah, he is awesome looking in person. He just shed the other day. But you can see, even he doesn't have, if I can get him to cooperate, his head isn't quite as blushed out as just the regular super. You can see a little bit there. It's a lot darker in person, but I mean, it's there, it's grayed out. But yeah, I mean, I really think this pattern is insane for just, a super pastel leopard butter. I mean, leopard is great, but there's, pastel and butter, you don't really think of them having, a great effect on a combo, but I mean, this is quite impressive looking. I have paired him to my female butter, and I'm hoping that she gives me eggs soon. She's teasing me. She's had, a couple swells that look like ovulations. She's, favoring her side. So, I don't know. Maybe she'll go for me this year. Maybe, she reabsorbed and she's just teasing me. I don't have an ultrasound, so I'm really going off a feel. But we'll see. We'll see what happens in the future. If not, we're definitely going to try to make some cool bells with her next year. So we'll see. But yeah, like I said before, I mean, I really love the pattern on this snake. And I'm hoping to get leopard into a lot of other projects through him. So we'll see how it goes. I'll keep you posted as always. I'm posting a video every Tuesday at 6. So we'll see. Alright, so I had to turn off the ring light for this one, so hopefully you can see her better. This is a super pastel, and she butter ghost. So normally when I have the ring light on above her, you cannot see the pattern. It just looks like a blade or something like that. Just a white snake with a pattern. But so you can see that she is pretty white going halfway up her body. But she is yellow and purple. I mean, she's really cool looking in person. The yellows are really bright. The purple brown on the dorsal is really, faded. But she is pretty cool looking. She also has the, super pastel faded head. Like I said earlier, that's a telltale sign that you have a super pastel. I'm really looking forward to what she's going to do for me in the future. I have some Ultramelt and Clown projects that I'm going to work in with her. But yeah, she is probably one of my most stunning snakes to look at. Yeah, I really like her. She's a little on the smaller side than I'd like for her age, but she is starting to take, decent-sized weaned rats. So we'll see if she starts packing on the weight in the next couple months. Yeah, she is awesome. So like I said, we'll see. We'll see what happens with her. There's plenty of things I can plug her into. But again, you can see how, and she totally puts back together that pattern from the super pastel, right? Because if you saw in the previous ones, that was all over the place. And leopard made it even more all over the place. So you throw in Enchi and puts it back together. So I'm actually really interested to see in the future if I pair that male super pastel leopard butter to this super pastel Enchi butter ghost. If I can get an all-gene animal that isn't a bell. So I know that's a possibility. I wouldn't want an all-white snake with all those crazy genetics. But I just want to be able to see, what a super pastel, Enchi, butter, leopard, pet ghost would look like. I think that would be cool. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. Should I waste my time on that pairing, or should I wait till I produce something that doesn't have a bell gene on it? Let me know. All right. So before I go today, I want to show off the cutest new pickup I got. I got it from my buddy the other day. It's a wild caught red-eared slider hatchling. It may have something else in it. The carapace on the animal looks really, really cool, but again, it's wild caught and it's invasive where I live. So we thought it'd be prudent to, take this invasive animal from the wild, and at such a young age, it should do fine in captivity, and it's not going to harm our native painted turtles and other turtles in Pennsylvania. So it's one less invasive species that's out there in the wild. So here he or she is. Look how tiny she is, and there it goes into the water. This is a 20 high, so you can't even see the animal from right here. That's how tiny it is. But we are happy to have it here, and we're going to try to give it its best life possible in captivity. But we are happy that it's no longer out in the wild, so it is an invasive species in Pennsylvania. Alright, that's it for me today. Remember to like, share, subscribe, comment, smash that notification bell, and always support USARK. They fight for our rights as reptile keepers. And remember to check me out every Tuesday for my new video every week, and to check me out every Sunday at 6:30 for Sunday Snake Chat. This week we have Jeremy Warfel from Warfel's Morphs, and this is going to be, I think, the last one that I do that's going to be actually at 6 p.m. just because Jeremy has his own show at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So we want to give him some time so he can prepare it for his show. Alright, thanks again for watching. See you next time.